What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, I want to talk about something because I want to make some comparisons to show people how things have stayed the same in a lot of ways. Okay. Muhammad Ali, we all know he had a situation and he didn't want to go to the war. And basically, he was called a draft dodging nigger. He is a disgrace to his people. He doesn't want to represent his country. Now, Muhammad Ali made it clear nationwide on television, you know, and whatever shows he was on, he made it clear. He said, I would rather face machine gun fire than to go fight for a country that don't even support me. I'm not even free right here in my country. The Vietnam ain't never did nothing to me. I'm not even free here. Now, to racist people who basically could care less about this man's life and freedom, it sounds good to them, to anybody that they talk to, that could say, hey, listen, who does this Ali think he is? Turn his country down. Now, basically, he's going to fight. He's not fighting his war. What war? He's over here going to do something that he was forced into doing, right? And he also knew, and he pointed this out. They used Joe Lewis, Joe Lewis, Ray Robinson, guys like that, as a way to try to lure young black men to decide they wanted to go to the war. They'd go and be drafted. They would, and he knew that. And they used them as an excuse. Now, just think of this, how racist things were back in the, it's still racist. But we're talking about a time when you saw police literally turning the water hoses on black people. They wasn't doing this to white people. Sicking dogs on us. White water fountain, black water fountain. You can't eat in this restaurant. Where you can eat in here, but you can't sit down. Where you can eat in here, but you got to face the wall. Huh? Well, I'm hiring you, but inside is off limits to you. You are to remain outside at all times. When you eat supper, you eat your lunch or whatever, right? You sit on the back porch with the dogs. All right. So let's not forget all of that. So right here, where you can't get justice, and you're fighting for freedom and equality in the country that you live in, and they're trying to tell you that you should be honored to go fight somewhere else. Now, all of the people that was screaming, draft dodging nigger, who does he think he is? Huh? This is an honor. You should be elated to fight for your country. Oh, now it's our country when you want somebody black to go get their ass blown off in some war. Well, for those racist people that were making those type of comments, you see when it became an expungent situation where we need to send people and, hey, it's urgent. And guess what happens? See, the white Americans, a lot of them volunteered to go. They wanted to go. Well, what happens when they start drafting white students, white kids, period? Now the same people yelling draft dodging nigga and stuff like that, you should be honored to fight for your country. That's when they start screaming, what is this country coming to? America's not the same. America's falling apart at the seams. What's going on in America? This is a travesty. Well, it wasn't a travesty when the black students didn't want to go. These black kids didn't want to go. Why is it a travesty now? Because now they're taking your family members. They're taking people that you love and care about. So now it's falling apart. Now it's America is losing its grip, right? This is the same mentality of this decision with Loma and Haney, of people showing black people saying that Loma was robbed, right? We don't care about you black people, but your own people, we're going to use them to show and prove our point that, you basically, this guy Haney lost the fight. He was robbed. And again, they make it sound like Devin Haney was one of the judges. Well, it is what it is, and he won the fight. And you know how many people said, and I suggested, I said, if you watch that fight without the influence of other people, I guarantee you'll pay more attention to the fight and not the hype surrounding it. You know how many people said, man, you know what? To be honest with you, I watched that fight with the sound now. Because to take away the crowd reaction and what the commentators are saying, and I promise you, I feel like Haney actually won that fight. And I'm like, hey, well, it's not, it does nothing for me. It's not me personally. Like, hey, well, you see what I see, but it is what it is. Okay. Oh, that is the whole thing. We don't care about you, but we'll use images of you, videos of you people to prove a point, to give the edge to the white guy that we wanted to win. I'm not going to say the exact number, but there's several content creators right now that are white American. On their channels, and I'll just say this, it's over 20 that I actually witnessed. Okay? And this is from yesterday on till late last night to this morning. Their content, they have like hockey players, heavy metal guitarists and stuff like that. NASCAR, you know, they had some what you call it, I forget what they called it, but like some like outdoor event, like rock bands and stuff and all of that. But bottom line, that's pretty much what they had. Now, this is what got my attention and how I even got to see their channels. They don't have any content at all on their channel with any black faces. Nothing. Movies, music, sports, nothing. They don't even have boxing content on their channel. But what they all have in common is every one of these channels have a montage put together, or maybe they all got access to the same video or whatever, to where it was even like some of them had 2 or 3 videos of the same thing, or like but different pieced together. So maybe they did it themselves or they grabbed it from somewhere else. I don't know. But the only blackness they got on their channels is putting these little video packages together showing black people saying Lomachenko got robbed. In fact, I remember at least 4 of them saying, they was talking about Nelly. I don't know who Nelly is. I don't know any of these guys actually. Goods the Animal. They don't even know who these people are. But they're using them, and all of them spoke and said Lomachenko won the fight. Some of them even said, well, I didn't actually see the fight, but from what I hear, he won, so it has to be true. But I think it's unfair because, you know, if you didn't want the guy to win just because he's white, you know, it's like, you know, that's racist, man. Now, guess what? They don't know who Tim Bradley is. They don't know who Andre Ward is. They didn't even know who the judges were. And it was not even aware that the judges were not white or were not black. But they know who Paulie Malignaggi is. That's what got their attention. I'm listening to every story. And I'm listening and watching these like, wow. This was just my point because, see, before I heard what Paulie said, I heard and read a bunch of racist ass comments. So when I did the video, it was like, wow, okay. So actually the second video dropped before the first one. Okay, but this is my point. They haven't even seen the fight. These guys haven't even seen the fight. And none of them have any boxing content except for that particular. And one of them did have some Jake Paul stuff, but it wasn't even boxing. It was just stuff with Jake Paul. You understand what I mean? So they don't even watch boxing. But they're just trying to support a story because it sounds good to them. Oh, an injustice was done to a white guy. Oh, so this guy, Paulie Malignaggi, says blah, blah, blah. This is exactly what I mean about people putting this poison out. And then you have these trolls that come in and want to say shit Like, I don't want trolls coming on the channel to take up for me. I don't want trolls on my channel, period. This is what I'm saying. Whatever you do on somebody else's channel is between you and that person. What Aries have never done, I have never went on anybody's channel and be disrespectful to them, even if I don't agree with nothing that they're saying. I can come on my channel and say what I want. Now, if I just wanted to be disrespectful and go on that channel and start saying shit, but why? Why? Nobody made me watch their video, right? So I'm listening to where they're coming from. And yeah, it's many times I don't agree with what somebody's saying, and it's many times that I do. I don't like to leave comments to try to make a point when here's the reality. The person that made the video, the content creator, has already made up their mind and how they feel. This is why they're making the video. You coming on, it's not about having a difference of opinion. Proof is right here on my own channel. You can go through any of these videos and you never hear me arguing with the person about the outcome of the fight, what they think. Like, I don't care what they think. Who you think thought won, that's your business. You never heard any debate come from me or anything. You heard me clearly say, if you think Lomachenko won, hey, that's your right. If you think Haney won, that's your right. I know what I think. And you don't hear me or see comments where I'm going back and forth with someone trying to tell them who won the fight. No, I said what I said. That's that. But what I'm not going to put up with is somebody coming on my channel. Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't know shit about boxing. Blah, blah. You're blocked. I'm not even wasting energy on an idiot like that. They know nothing. They're just running their mouth. So at the end of the day, these people are not even content creators. These are people that's just coming on your channel just to talk shit. They go from channel to channel to channel just to leave comments. Now, if you understand the same way that they used Joe Louis and Ray Robinson and other black athletes to try to encourage black people to go to the war. So basically, hey, look, it's okay. I'm going, you can do it too. Because they figure people look up to these athletes, these celebrities, and they'll want to do it because of that. It's the influence, right? So it's the same way. That's what these guys are doing. I don't have no reason to put no black people on my channel. This is my channel. I do what I want to do, right? But for the sake of trying to get justice for the white fighter, now I'll use black faces and black voices to prove my point. So they're basically just jumping on the bandwagon because this is the hot topic right now. They don't even watch boxing. You understand what I mean? So now, this is what Paulie likes. See, Paulie will accept that. See, what I don't need is for people to come on here, yeah, Aries, but you don't even know what I'm talking about. You don't even care about what I'm talking about. Okay? You ever see videos where someone actually have an interview with a boxer, whatever, celebrity, football player, actor, whatever. And let's just say, okay, let's just say it's a boxer. And let's say that the topic of what they're speaking about is like homelessness and poverty in the neighborhood that they grew up in, and they want to do some things to give back. This interview has nothing to do with their accomplishments, how many times they've been world champion, nothing. No, who they wish they could have fought, nothing. They're not talking about any of that. This whole thing is about an actual cause, homelessness, poverty in our neighborhood, in my particular neighborhood, and I want to do something to raise money to help people. And all you see is the GOAT. Easily greatest of all time. Definitely in my top 5. Then all of a sudden, monkey see, monkey do. And all you have is about 180 comments, and all you see is top 10, Mike Tyson, number 2, Evander Holyfield. Like, nobody's asking you about who the fuck your top 10 is. This is my point. And you don't see not one comment in reference to what the topic of the video is. You're just on here being a fanboy. Oh, there go Mike Tyson. Oh, let's talk about Mike Tyson. Oh, let's see what and basically, that's all you're doing. So no comments about the topic, but you just want to praise the fighter. So it's like, even when you come in this comment section, see, people say things, and I feel like they don't pay attention. Like, example, for me to post the last video where I showed you the faces of the judges and their names. Because basically, what Paulie said, right, was that if you gave anybody scored that fight, if you gave Devin Haney more than 6 rounds, you're a scumbag. Now he followed that up by saying anybody, okay, that gave Devin Haney gave Devin Haney more than 6 rounds, basically is a scumbag, and they just didn't want, right? Let's take it there. Let's go where nobody else wants to go, where they're scared to go. The only people are the people that wanted the white guy to lose. So clearly, we know he's saying black people. Okay. When he was asked about the scoring of the judges, he brushed it off like, what are you doing? They're in the pocket. So, okay, let's leave that alone. Okay? So, for you to say the only people that said that Devin won was black people, no. The unofficial scoring cards don't mean nothing. My scoring card, your scoring card, Mike Tyson's scoring card, it doesn't matter. The only scorecards that matter are the official judges. And all 3 of the official judges, it's funny how he wanted to point out that they were American to try to make the point. So what? They were white. And according to you, only black people are the only ones scoring that, right? So you didn't want to harp on that, because now when somebody says, well, Paulie, okay, the judges were American, but they're white judges. So, I mean, somebody could debate that, okay, he's American, but guess what? The whole point, even when you hear me saying how America's divided, and for you to cheer for somebody because they're Caucasian, but you're not from the Ukraine. You're a white American. So what, you have the same hair, the same eyes, and you wouldn't be treated the same if look, they, at the end of the day, you're not, okay? You're not from the Ukraine. You are a white American. So bottom line, my point is, who's to say the fucking judges didn't feel the same way? So if they were honestly judging this fight, that's the whole thing. You're questioning them just like you're questioning everybody else, but you kept that in here and here and in here and didn't want to make that known, because basically the judges were black. Well, not black, but that's what people were thinking. People were saying, oh, they had black American judges. No, they didn't. And that's what made me actually go and post what I did. And that's why I showed their faces. I could have just, put any thumbnail up, and I could have put a picture of myself up, which I did, put myself in there with them attached to it. That was the whole point. So when you say to me, where'd you hear the judges were racist? You got to make yourself clear when you say shit, because that's a stupid question. Why? Paulie never said that the judges were racist, and neither did I. The point that I was making was that the judges were white. Paulie said the only people scoring the fight for Devin Haney was people that didn't want to see the white guy win, which means he's talking about black people. But it's 3 white judges that scored the fight for Devin Haney unanimously. Like I said, he tried to sweep it under the rug and say, oh, but the judges, they were in the pocket. And so no elaboration on that. And if the judges had been black, Paulie would have elaborated on that shit, everything. Come on. I mean, it just so happened you have all black judges. What is the last time? No, what is the first time you ever seen all black judges? You understand? Okay. They were all white. All of them. So anytime you have a very close fight and people don't like the decision, it's always going to be people saying shit. But to this degree, no. Think about this. If Lomachenko was black, the most you would have got is either they say Devin won or, well, I just had it for Loma. But you wouldn't have no outrage. Paulie would have never said what he said. And we wouldn't even have this video. In fact, if Paulie didn't bring up race, if people in the comment sections and stuff I was hearing, if it wasn't about race, I would never even mentioned it. So when I did the video talking about how people was being salty towards, Chantel Cameron because she got the win against Katie Taylor, I don't know these people. I like Katie Taylor as a fighter, and I like Chantel Cameron as a fighter. I really didn't give a fuck who won. For me, it was just the simple fact that, damn, they're booing this woman like she did something wrong. She went there and she fought and she won. And they started saying the same shit. Oh, it was a robbery. What fight were they watching? Okay, but they're both white, so you don't have this big controversy. That's the whole thing. Paulie made it a skin color thing. People in the comment section made it a skin color thing, not Aries. See, you start the shit, and then I end it. And then at the same time, now you won't play the victim like, oh, Paulie's under attack. Fuck Paulie. I attack him if I want to. I say what I want to say. But I'm speaking from the heart. I'm not speaking from a place of hate. You're speaking bullshit. So right here, okay, talking about I never seen a man get booed in his hometown. That came from Keyshawn Davis' mouth. Let me tell you something. Muhammad Ali is American born and raised and was booed in his own country. And you got idiots, yeah, but Ali used to talk a lot of shit. Okay, so does Tyson Fury. So does Conor McGregor. So does Mike Perry. But y'all love them. So does Jake Paul. But when they do it, it's just entertainment. You want to know what's funny? Muhammad Ali, he got his whole idea from this, I forget the wrestler name, was a white wrestler. Okay, it was kind of like Ric Flair before Ric Flair. And he got that whole, wait, so they come here to see him, but they boo this guy. He got the whole crowd booing him, but it's a packed house. And Ali used to love going to the wrestling matches, so he goes out there. And that gave him the idea that, okay, they already don't like me. So maybe I need to play into this. And that's what Ali did. So all of a sudden now, he deserved to be called a nigger. He deserved to be called boy, monkey, coon. He deserved to be mistreated because he talked shit in boxing. Same way, if you even watch, there was a clip of Ali when he was in court, and they were Clay, he was Muhammad Ali. Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, or Muhammad or whatever. Just being disrespectful. Ernie Terrell wouldn't call him his name. And like he said, here you are, a black man like me, you won't say my name. Why won't you call me by my name, man? Well, you never told me your name was Muhammad Ali or what. He was being an ass. And that's why when Ali beat the brakes off him, he was at, what's my name, right? Saying what I'm telling you, is always somebody that want to just do what they did. So my thing is, you don't think Ernie Terrell understood why these white folks wasn't calling him by his name? They refused to call this man Muhammad Ali, the ones that had a problem with it, obviously, and his name is no longer Cassius Clay. So if I change the name of this channel from AZB to something else, if I change my government name and people don't refer to me by my name, then I'm not responding to it. That's no longer my name. You understand what I mean? So if I change the name of this channel and it's no longer AZB, then why would we still be calling it that? No, whatever the new name would be is what I would call it, right? Easy. It's nothing hard to understand. So when Muhammad Ali was going through these things, the mindset is still here. And this is my point. The same way how they use Joe Lewis and Sugar Ray, the same way how you just seen them, these guys, like I'm telling you, people are not even just these other YouTube guys that I saw, just in general, white people that are saying, even the black people said, do you understand? It's the same mentality. You're trying to make a point by saying because black people are saying that this guy lost, right? Devin Haney, then that means that, see, they're saying it. So it has to be true. They're even agreeing, and they're black. But you know what they're not saying? Look at how many of these same people are now starting to retract their statements. And now all of a sudden, man, I watched the fight again, and be honest with you, now I think Haney won. But y'all not jumping on there and making that known. That's why I'm here. So yeah, here's Muhammad Ali, the most famous boxer of all time. You can't find another fighter that's been all around this country like Muhammad Ali. They said it, look, in my lifetime, two of the most famous men that I've known of, to be the most famous globally was Muhammad Ali and Michael Jackson. Okay? Both of them had got that accolade, from people like, yeah, that was in magazines and all that. That at some point they were like the most famous. Okay, whatever. Just saying. I don't give a fuck about the details, but just saying. My whole thing with that is, look at what Muhammad Ali did. Compare when Muhammad Ali went to Zaire to fight George Foreman. Mumbaye, Ali, Mumbaye. All right. Now these are two black men, but clearly they loved Ali. They learned to embrace Muhammad Ali over in Africa, man. Do you understand what I'm saying? They learned to embrace him. Do you think that Muhammad Ali could have went to a European country and fought against a white fighter and it would have been the same type of thing? Ali, Ali, do you think so? Okay, and mind you, he was fighting George Foreman. Now, if Muhammad Ali was fighting a born African, they're not cheering for Muhammad Ali. They're cheering for that African guy. Let's just be real. So, but my point, they learned to embrace him. Because even though that they was cheering for him and embracing him, understand, it's two black Americans in the ring. Fast forward to right now. What do you see happening? Oh, let's not get it twisted. I seen Muhammad Ali get booed several times, even before and after. People try to paint you this picture like Muhammad Ali was loved. No, they hated Muhammad Ali. His own countrymen hated Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali started to get the respect of the people overall after his 3.5 years of exile. I remember WCW doing a fundraiser. They did a fundraiser for Muhammad Ali. Had him as a referee at one of the matches. And him and Sting sitting there in the front row together talking and just different things that was going on. And then when it really got to the point where you start to hear people kind of, really talk more about Ali, and was at that Olympic Games when he was sitting there lighting the torch and he was sitting there shaking and with Parkinson's. And I guess people looked at him and felt like, damn, man, like, damn, Ali, look at him. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Ali had to go through bullshit, but they try to paint this picture like Ali was loved and everybody just embraced him. And no, he wasn't. And that's why I'm bringing these things up, because the same tactics that they used back then to try to persuade black people to see things one way, you see the same thing happening right now. And to take two guys, 20 guys, 30 guys, whatever, right? To take take a group of people that don't even watch boxing, they don't even know the black people faces. That's even, that they're saying. They're reading the tweets and stuff. Nelly, I don't know who this is. This is Tim Bradley, Goods of the Animal, Keyshawn Davis. They don't even know who these dudes are. And like I said, they have nothing. They had like BMX bike racing and stuff like that, Tony Hawk type shit, skateboard. That's the kind of shit they had on their channels. Heavy metal stuff and all that. They had no boxing. And like I said, like two of them had like Jake Paul videos and stuff, but not even his fights, just training as like stuff from his own look, like just shit he's doing on camera. Nobody, nothing on their channel was like black people or headlined it. And I'm just looking at these like, yeah, okay. That's smart what I'm saying. So you are giving an opinion, and to say, I didn't even see the fight, but everybody's saying even black people, that's the whole fucking point. I don't know where they know of Paulie Malignaggi, but they knew who the fuck he was. So my guess is that it's a video that popped up or however, but let's say if they do know some boxers or whatever, they have nothing on their channel. And none of them are speaking about boxing at all. So when I saw that, I said, damn, okay, right. I just kind of laughed. This is the effect, people. Someone gives false information, people run with that shit, and they spread it like it's factual. All right, so let's not get it twisted. Same exact tactics right now. Let's take these black people, put them in a video. Otherwise, what's the purpose of them posting this shit? What's the purpose? To basically support what Paulie is saying and what everybody else is saying about who won. And it's obviously is coming from the white Americans and whoever else or whatever that's saying this shit. But they didn't even know who these guys were. And so my thing is, when you say only black people, if they give thought, they'll probably assume that the judges were also black. So this is my point. So when you make comments about something, like learn how to stick to the topic. Understand what's being talked about. If you type something in and it doesn't look right, more than likely you're not paying attention. You understand what I mean? That's why sometimes, even if I don't leave a comment, I'll make thumbs up what somebody say because I respect your opinion. What your point is, I got you. Or I'll hit the thumbs up and explaining my opinion, because sometimes I don't feel like writing, typing a whole lot of shit. Okay, so bottom line, if I'm thumbs up what you're saying, then okay, I got you. That means I agree with what you're saying. But when you just basically leave comments and you're saying shit and asking questions, that's doofy as shit. And it's like, yeah, this shit just don't look right. So either you're not paying attention, you understand what I mean? Or you just have like comprehension problems. You don't understand what you're listening to. So at the end of the day, if you're just on the channel trolling, that's what I don't like. People just chime in on things and start hitting thumbs up. Yeah, yep. You telling the truth. Yep. What am I talking about? I don't know. That's not what we need, because that means you don't give a fuck about the cause. You're just trying to be a part of something that's hot right now. And people like that don't even matter, because you know what happens when these things die down, they die down too. They're not actually here faithfully. They're not here to, I get you. You know what? He stands for something. No. So people, oh, if you say something to this guy, he gets mad. No, see, you can disagree all you want. We can have difference of opinions. But what you're not going to do is come in my comment section talking shit, being disrespectful, and I'm going to sit there. No. You being a fucking moron running your mouth and don't know what you're saying. Look at your fucking words. Okay, I told somebody a couple of days ago, you know, I pull a person aside and say, listen, watch what the fuck you say to me. You can talk to anybody else over here how the fuck you want, but when you talk to me, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Yeah, well, watch your mouth. And you know what? I'm only going to tell you this one time. How many people around was like, yeah, you know, he need to be taking out a few pegs. He's starting to feel himself a little too much because of a promotion, and he think that, nah, I don't need all that. I got this. I didn't go make a scene. I didn't, I went and let him know, and ever since he's never done it again. Okay, but that's what I'm telling you. People just say shit the wrong fucking way, and what he tried to do was he couldn't really say shit, but he goes to upper management to like, oh, I don't know. I just said such and such. And management said to him, well, how did you approach him? Well, I just, and usually management, they don't care. They kind of, they take the side of who has the higher position. Management said, listen, you have a habit of saying things in a nasty way to people. And I'll tell you something about him. He doesn't take that shit from anybody. So give the same respect you want. I really can't believe that you was respectful to him and he just snapped at you. I've never known him to be that way, ever. And I've seen him put people in their place in front of me and everybody else, and he don't take that shit. And he will invite you outside if you want to act like a tough ass. Now this is management telling this guy this and told him just be respectful. Now if they were like him and tried to play, oh yeah, well you're the manager, assistant manager, you have the right to, no, we'd have a problem. Simple. So don't come jumping in the comment section just talking crazy and expect someone to read in between the lines. What you say is what we read. I can sit here and explain myself. I'll promise you, I can sit here and say, like, give you an example. Someone said something that was so untrue. The person was trying to agree with me in the comment section about something I had said about Canelo. And the person said, absolutely, Aries. And just like Floyd, because you see that shit Floyd did. Floyd ducked, what's his name? Prince Nassim. He ducked him. That's my favorite fighter of all time. And Floyd never called his name the whole time. And then Floyd moved up as soon as Nassim called his name, which was pure bullshit. And him saying that Floyd never called his name. Well, here's the funny thing, right? When I played the clip of the video, it was after the Diego Corrales fight. Larry Merchant asked Floyd Mayweather, who do you want to fight next? He said, that was a spectacular performance. Who's next? And Floyd said, well, I want to fight all comers. I want to fight everybody. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bring on Prince Nassim. I want him next. I'll let him fight him next. Let's make that fight happen next. Larry Merchant says to him, and Floyd, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to fight you, especially after that performance. Prince Nassim is definitely not going to want to fight you. That came out of his mouth. This person said Floyd has never said Prince Nassim's name. He never called Prince Nassim out. And that was completely false. So I didn't understand what the fuck comparison he was trying to make, because what I said and his response neither had anything to do with the other. Nothing to do with the other. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, that's what I said. I said, look, somebody posted up something. This is when Canelo made this little video right before the Ryder fight. And he's sitting there focusing on Floyd. And I said, how about Floyd? How about Canelo focus on after he beat this John Ryder guy? How about he focus on fighting Benavidez and fighters that's active right now that's been calling him out? So if Floyd fight guys that's too old or too young, what do you fight guys? What do you I guess David Benavidez is too Mexican for you, right? Why are you and that's what he said. Floyd fight guys that are too old or too young, right? That either past their prime or not in their prime. But but just like right now, he would never fight me right now. Well, question: what weight class was you and Floyd fight at? Because Floyd don't even weigh 160. Floyd gets in the ring right now and fight anybody. He's maybe 154, 155 or something like that. Floyd is not even the middleweight right now. And if you can fucking get down to fight Floyd at a catchweight, then that means you can go to 160 and fight Jamal Charlo. If you can go and fight Floyd at a catchweight, you can fight Jamel Charlo. Yeah. So instead of calling out a 45-year-old guy that basically is retired and only doing exhibitions and still making as much money as you per fight, it's something that ass whooping still bothers him. So basically, that's what I hint. That's what I spoke about. That's the comment that I made was, instead of focusing on a retired guy that already beat you way back in 2013, why don't you focus on the guys that's calling you out right now? And then that person agreed with that comment, but what he said about Floyd avoiding Nassim Hamed was such garbage. So when I played the video clip, it's like, oh shit, I never saw that. Exactly, you didn't. So when I say you don't understand my point, yeah, your response just doesn't have anything to do with what I said. The person didn't understand where I'm coming from. So they were all over the place. And that's just what I mean. So when you respond to something and it's like, why the fuck are you asking me, where did I hear that the judges were racist? I never said they were racist, and Paulie Malignaggi never said they were racist. So what the fuck are you asking me that dumbass question for? So that lets me know you're not paying fucking attention. And to me, that's the shit that trolls do. They just jump on your channel and say a bunch of dumb shit. Like, yeah, okay, I don't need you to pump your fucking fist for me. If you're not paying attention, what the fuck good are you? You just somebody that just hop from channel to channel to just talk. And as I said before, I don't go on anybody's channel telling them what the fuck they should and shouldn't think. I never, ever, ever, ever once debated. I don't debate, period. I never once debated on who won the fight, who you should think won the fight, and you should listen to what I know. If you think that Loma won, hey, more power to you. Now, Lomachenko, he went to basically try to, so they from what I'm understanding, either he got the 400,000 already or he's pushing to get that. And my thing is, he sat there at the end of the fight after he cried like a baby. Remember, he said, "It's just because my son he said to me, and then and I just think about that and okay, right, man, you didn't win." He sat there on that stage. Him and his trainer both said, you can go back and watch it, and they both said, we're not giving him a rematch. No. Lomachenko responded that with, well, everybody know I won the fight. So I know where I know. And okay. Okay, cool. So if they all know that you won, you feel you won. I mean, if Devin want the rematch, cool. Whatever. Run it back. Run it back. But why do you feel you even need a rematch if you feel that you got robbed? You know that you won and you trying to sue for $400K for a fucking push. Now, that's not some punk ass shit. If that's not robbery, that's the real robbery. No, that's the real robbery. 400K for a push. As I said, if they, okay, these commissions always to make a stipulation. Any fighter puts his hand on another fighter, you will be fined. They don't have to sue. We will keep your money. They'd much rather keep it than give it to somebody anyway, right? Respect each other's space. Don't touch each other. Simple. You have a face off. Don't touch each other. Y'all grown men, grown women, control your emotions. From this point on, anybody do it, they'll be fine. That would be fair. Because you're not going to go back in time and say, you're not going to call Larry Holmes, hey, yeah, Larry, how you doing, man? Yeah, I hate to bother you, but 35 years later, yeah, we got to sue you for drop kicking, Trevor Burbick in the chest like that. Yeah, I wasn't right. We should have got you back then, but we got to make up for it. Hey, yeah, Iron Mike, how you doing, champ? Yeah, 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 yeah. Good talking to you, Mike. But listen, I hate to be the one to tell you, but we got to fine you for biting Lennox Lewis on the leg, man. Yeah, yeah. And telling that white guy, I'll make you love me, punk, white boy. Yeah, yeah, because that was inappropriate. So we're gonna fine you for that. Yeah, Marcos Maidana. Yeah, we gotta fine you for pushing, Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that during the press conference, yeah, that wasn't necessary. Yeah, Big Pharmacy Miller. Yeah, how's the drugs doing? Yeah, still doped up. Okay. Yeah, listen. Um, yeah, we gotta fine you for shoving Anthony Joshua on stage. Yeah, that was completely inappropriate. That should happen. Hey, Riddick Bowe, how you doing, guy? Yeah, still knocking him out, huh? I hear you, Big Daddy. Yeah, listen, we gotta sue you for putting your hands on Larry Donald when you punched him in the face for no reason and he didn't even provoke you. Yeah, that was wrong. Yeah. Are you guys gonna do that? No. Are you gonna go back and make a big thing? Hey, yeah, Hector Camacho, we gotta get on your case. Cause some years ago you made a comment, can't none of them niggas beat me. I'll beat all them niggas. That was some racist shit. You shouldn't have said that. You really shouldn't have said that. No. Hey, Kovalev, yeah, we let you slide a couple of years ago about that shit you said about black people. Yeah, and that blackface t-shirt you had on and all. Yeah, that was wrong. Nah. So when you want to dig up some shit, and think about it, you want to dig up some shit and say, we're going to put a stop to something because these things have been consistently going on. So, yeah, because you can't sue Devin Haney. And let's say 2 weeks from now, there's a fight card and somebody gets shoved and nobody gets sued. What you gonna say? Well, they didn't sue. You know, Loma chose to sue. This is some bullshit. That's petty. That's pussy. That's really pussy. He shoved me. I want 400,000. That is pussy. That is, you know what? I lost the fight. I got another loss on my record. That's number 3 for me. I didn't get the decision, so I'm gonna try to hit him in his wallet. So at the end of the day, I mean, really, that's not some soft shit. And yeah, is Loma a good fighter? Yeah, Loma's a solid fighter. That's still some soft shit. That's some bitch shit. Because somebody pushed you. And here's the crazy part. I saw a video that said, look at the fake push. Right? Okay. It wasn't that serious. It was not that serious. But it's Loma. In fact, one of the family brought it to my attention that there's a page. I don't know if it's an Instagram or YouTube or whatever, but one of the family told me, salute you, you know who you are. One of the family told me that they have a page, a channel that's labeled Justice for Loma or some shit like that. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's a new kind of stupid. Like, really? You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to look for it. I was just some information that they shared with me, but no, I don't need to look for it. What do I expect to be on there? Some bullshit. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to go on there just so I can make comments. I mean, I can go in there and be an asshole and make fun of people if I wanted to, but I just have no interest in doing that. I don't care about what they're saying about Loma. This is not, hey, let's target Loma and try to fuck his career up. No, this is exposing some bullshit. This is uncovering bullshit. And think about what I'm saying. The whole video that when I've been making these videos, it's been about the bullshit going on that's coming from elsewhere. But in terms of Loma, yeah, let's not sit here and see y'all try to make certain fighters to be perfect. Like example, how come none of y'all are outraged of the fact that they actually took the loss off of Lomachenko's record and eventually had to put the motherfucker back on? But the fact that they would even do that, why? And that's okay with you guys. So I know it would have been okay if Haney would have knocked him down 8 times and still lost the decision. Y'all still would be okay with it because Loma got the win because y'all didn't want Haney to win. Now imagine Haney doing that same thing. He got an actual loss on his record, clearly lost, and then all of a sudden they're going to take the loss off of his record, right? Well, hold up. Max Kellerman, right? Who's a white guy, refused to acknowledge Devin Haney as undisputed. He was telling Teofimo Lopez that as far as he's concerned, he's undisputed when we're in the 4-belt era and needed that 4th belt that Haney had. But they was calling guys that was unified undisputed. And that's Lomachenko and George Kambosos. Both of them. Neither one of them were undisputed. Neither one of them were. Now, I listened to Keyshawn Davis talk about how easy Teofimo Lopez beat Lomachenko. And said that he didn't expect, Loma to give Haney that much trouble. You the same people always talking about styles make fights, right? But here's the thing. Even in him saying that, most Loma fans, they say the same shit. Teofimo won the earlier rounds. Loma came on strong in the end. So, did he actually beat the shit out of Loma? Or did he just beat him more convincingly than Devin did? Because there was nobody dominant in that Devin Haney-Lomachenko fight. And I feel like Devin won 7-5. Like I said, I don't remember what I scored the fight for Loma and Teofimo, but I definitely had Teofimo winning that fight as well. So even in saying that, does that mean Teofimo can beat Devin Haney? No. Does that mean because Devin Haney got a decision over Loma that means he automatically beats Teofimo? No. We find out when they fight. But I thought Teofimo was going to beat him, and I made it clear that I thought he was going to beat him, and why? And he beat him. Okay, he beat him. But at the end of the day, between the two victories, you can say, okay, Teofimo's was more clear cut. Definitely, I go with that. Like you could like definitely. But I still, I'm not trying to hear people with this whole Loma was dominant. No, neither one of them were dominant. And again, Devin Haney, caught in the CompuBox stats, landed 90 punches and Lomachenko landed 95. And why I have to say these things is because there's always a new face watching these videos that don't know what's going on, that might not have seen the older ones. So there was nothing dominant at all. But it was a unanimous decision. And regardless of how much you don't like it, the whole thing too is it's not because of people saying Loma won. It's the racist bullshit. That's what started this whole string of videos. It's the racist bullshit that was being spewed out. But what happens is, see, Paulie's the kind of, in these situations, Paulie's the one poking the bear. But then when the bear snaps back, people forget who started what, where it actually came from. And they make it like, oh man, you're talking about race, you damn right. And I'm going to do it as long as I need to do it. And I think some of y'all got me fucked up because of the fact that I don't do race-based videos and all that, and I stay away from that bullshit. But then it's like, no, this is what the fuck y'all producing right now. This is what y'all showing. Why the fuck would I sit back and act like I don't see this? And this is boxing news. Now, I don't do domestic shit and all that, but no, this is boxing news. And the fact that somebody's sitting here making lies up, and then you guys are sitting here, that's why I said I don't care about your opinion. But even, for example, Paulie told the world that Devin Haney he signed with Top Rank 2 days before the fight. How come none of y'all ain't calling him out on that, saying, but Paulie, Bill Haney denied that shit. Now, who you think would know better, Bill Haney or Paulie Malignaggi? I don't see nobody calling him out on that bullshit. It's okay. He can just say it, even if it ain't true. It's not that big a deal. No, it is. Because overall, no, it's not that big a deal. It's bullshit. But what I'm saying, it needs to be addressed because why? It's a lie. And even if they had to decide to side with them, so what? We know the direction he was trying to take that to. But it goes to show you, it's just clear hate. Clear hate on Devin Haney and black fighters. So if, like I said, if he was to say these judges are scumbags, at this point, he'd be saying it because how could you fucking give give the fight to that nigga? Huh? What fight were y'all watching? That nigga lost. That's what he might as well fucking say. But no, he's not harping on them. He's making it sound like Devin Haney did his own scorecards. I like, oh yeah, Dev. By the way, this fight between you and Loma, you're the judges too. No, he's not mentioning those judges. I don't know and give a fuck what he's doing on his own channel right now, but that's not what came out of his mouth. He said what he said. And that's why we got to the point that we are right now. So at the end of the day, when he said all these things and all these other people said all these things, it was, no, we got to address this. And we brought truth to the light again. I don't care about who you think won the fight. It's the point of all this racist shit and all this favoritism shit. Y'all got the nerve to say that Devin Haney was receiving favoritism. Fucking Lomachenko fought for a world title on his second fucking pro fight. Huh? Because he lost his first pro fight. And even after a loss, he's go directly into a title shot. And he won. And see, he thought that he was going to go in there, and I'm pretty sure he figured if it went the distance, he was going to get the decision. He's the biggest star. He's believing this hype that Devin Haney, nobody knows him, all this bullshit. But you know, he know that Devin is better than what he said, because even when he was talking about the weight, and Devin Haney was saying to him, you never complained about this guy being bigger than you, that guy being bigger and heavier than you, that guy's taller and heavier than I am. You know what's the difference? What did Lomachenko say? There's a difference. It's different. Right? Because Devin Haney's different. And then even insulted him and said he's not a world-class fighter. But you only landed 5 punches more. And you still lost the fight by 2 rounds, in my opinion. To say a guy's not a world-class fighter, but I basically, I got biased fans saying I won. But basically, I only landed 5 punches more, then I can't be a world-class fighter either. And the reality of what people like Paulie is doing and all these other guys is just trying to push the narrative that black fighters are getting favoritism. Which is why he had no problem with what Teofimo said. Huh? I don't see y'all ripping Teofimo. If ESPN want to keep all these black fighters, they could have them. Black fighters. Not fighters in general, black fighters. What's the purpose? What was his point? Same way you had these cowards jump on him, want to dance on eggshells and try to smooth out what he really meant. Try to change the narrative of what he meant. No, we know what he meant. He said what he meant. So like, that whole thing of race baiting and these guys, it's funny because if you call somebody a race baiter, or you call somebody out and say that they're being biased towards their people, but you're sitting up waving your flag when you go to fights, you're sitting up, flag hanging up in your background, you sitting up shouting out my people, use the term my people, then what are you actually saying? And this is nothing, because at the end of the day, for all the black people, right? For all of the black people that Paulie called scumbags because they feel like they wanted the white boy to lose, right? Do you think that they're going to look at Paulie Malignaggi and have anything nice to say about him? anything associated with Paulie Malignaggi. Do you think that they even give a fuck? No. So Paulie put himself in a fucked up predicament. See, but it's good for him. Cause see, when shit backfire and your little world start to crumble, you play the victim all you want, but you did this shit to yourself. Let me give you all a story. I remember I was in this restaurant, and it was like a hibachi. It was a hibachi restaurant. Um, and how the food was, it was like Vietnamese style type, where like you go get the food, it's like frozen, put it on your plate, you take it up to the cook, you know, you slide it down, he'll tell you what number to go to around the table. You go there, he throw it on the grill, slide it to you, right? It's one of those nice like restaurants. It's a buffet. There was a table of Filipino women sitting right to my left, right, and then across, not directly to on my right, but like across from, it was like four white guys at the table. Now the Filipino women, this is a true story. I'm not saying this shit just to make a point, like just for the sake of making a point. It's a true story. The Filipino women was talking and was saying, I prefer a white guy because to me, I mean, I leave home to come for a better life, and I if white man, it's to you marry and long, like for a long time, you get old and financial security. So basically, see, if you marry a white man, they'll take care of you, so you don't have any financial securities, no financial worries, everything's secured. That's what they were saying. Now, you could take that in different ways, but I wouldn't want somebody to just look at me like, oh, I'm just a security blanket for them. But this is what they were saying. So they were smiling and flirting with the white guys. The white guys wasn't paying them any attention. They wasn't paying them any attention. Now, just because they're in a restaurant, an Asian restaurant, doesn't mean that they like Asian women. They're just coming there for the food. That's anybody, but just say it. So anyway, when I went up to get my food, all of them were up there. They were making jokes. No, and let me say that before I even say that, there was, and I heard them say, because in America, if you're Black American, that means you was born here, of course, right? You know that. So white American, Black American, that's what you have here. Okay, initially. And then woke up black. I I I know cause they I hear black people like uh black man no they know like Asian and where the fuck did that come from? Where did that come from? But and cause they um like a lot of bad thing happen. And then she said, white people don't treat black people good in this country. So then, if you now marry a black person, you have their problems too. So you have to go with the winning side. That's basically what she said. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what she said. But now we up there at the grill, and they're making fun of the Asian women. I didn't know Bruce Lee had so many sisters. Yeah, fucking Miss Jackie Chan. No, it's like Jet Li's little sister. And they're just making jokes about these Filipino women. They're not Chinese. They're not Thai. You understand? All the same shit to these particular guys. So they go back, sit down. I'm at my table, and they're sitting there flirting. The white guys are not even paying them any attention. Now, when we leave, they went out before I did. Like the white guys went out first, and then the Filipino women went out, and I came out probably a good minute later. And the Filipinos, the ladies, they had a flat tire. Now, when these white guys are crossing over, they, oh, excuse me, and they was trying to get help. Oh, I can't help you. I don't, nothing, not even, well, there's a tire. I don't know these guys. Maybe they didn't know the area. I don't know. But they clearly was like brushing them off. Like, but after making fun of them and all, talking about, yeah, and one of them actually said, if her eyes get any more slanted when she cries, he said like when she cries, Like if she blink her eyes, it looks like windshield wipers. All it just, I mean, making fun of them. Racist ass fucking jokes. Right? Now, basically, I'm standing there and I'm at my car. And then, excuse me, now they walk over to me and was telling me that they had a flat tire and everything. Now I heard what they said, right? I could have brushed that shit off. Yeah, go find a white boy to do it, because you know with me and my bad luck problem, because I'm black, right? I don't want to bring you down, right? I could have, right, but I didn't. I look, I go over there and I look at the tire. Now, you know if the tire, if there's anything punctured on the end, the top part of the tire, right, the round part, all right, that hits the ground, the base, not the base. You can go to a garage. They put, put the seal inside, so whatever hole will be clogged up. So there was nothing on that outer wall. So I explained to her, all right, you might just have a slow leak. I don't see anything sticking in your tire. And she was, oh, I don't have money for tow truck and this and this and that. I said, all right. I said, get on your cell phone, whatever, go Google and type in your location. Just put like closest garage near to my nearest location. She did that. Okay. In the meantime, I have my own pump in my car. Went over there, filled the tire back up. There was a garage like 1.2 miles, like literally like right down the street. Oh, thank you, oh my God. But she looked guilty. All four of them had this look like shit. Like it's like they felt like shit because of the things that they were saying. Now, even if they wasn't saying it to be insulting, they just had this stereotype about us, right? So, and tried to give me money. Now she just said she had no money for the children. I said, I have no money. So you have a nice day. She said, but I turned around. I said, yeah, not bad for a black girl, huh? Now she know, like, oh shit. Because when I said that, she literally covered up, like, oh my, just go take care of your car. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I went on. Now let me say this: those 4 racist white guys don't represent all white Americans, now do they? I don't represent all black Americans, do I? They don't represent all Filipinos, do they? So at the same time, this was a situation where you have your eyes on someone who's making fun of you, but you're stereotyping someone who you know nothing about as well. But the same stereotype person with the skin color, that stereotype, was the one that ended up helping you when they didn't even try to even give you a hand. Nothing. Brushed you off and went on about their business. Made fun of your eyes. Yeah. I didn't know Bruce Lee had so many sisters and all this shit. Jackie Chan. Just saying shit about you guys. Now, my thing with that whole situation is this. There's a lot that could be said about that whole little story. But I'm telling you, this is what I'm talking about. I could have just ignored them or lashed out at them. I could have even said something when they was talking. They wasn't talking to me. I just happened to hear him. And maybe inside, I don't think they was saying what they were saying to be racist. I felt like it was just misinformation and ignorance. But at the same time, they said what they said. Now, after that, I never seen any of them again. But maybe after that, they feel like, damn, I feel bad. Not just at that moment, but the fact that I was thinking the way I was thinking, and then snap out of that shit. Maybe the white guys may come around and realize that they was doing some, who knows? But what I mean with all that shit is, through all of that, man, people are going to be people. And if it was other white people that heard them making those same comments that's not racist, they should have, hey, why don't you watch your mouth? You understand? Like, just saying, like, if you go along with it, then you're just like them. Right? I had nothing to say about none of it. But I just wanted her to know that I heard her. So, yeah. But the same guy, like I said, got the skin that gets stereotyped in that sense, just as the one that helped you. And, yeah, they felt, and I can tell because how they kept staring and all holding their faces like, oh, my God. So, that happened. I didn't walk around hating Filipino people. I didn't feel no different about white people because of what them idiots were saying. And I already know how shit happens. But again, y'all, when I speak and do videos, this is a boxing channel, but I will address what needs to be addressed. And one thing that I want people to understand about me, I don't buck dance for nobody. And I don't run around trying to align myself with a bunch of people so we can sit up and gang up on people. Nah, but for me, it's just like, nah, I'm black. I know who I am. And I know the shit that we deal with. All the way. Ain't nobody got to school me on nothing. I know what's going on. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing as well. Because I think that what happens is when you are not speaking about certain shit, people take it like, see, he gets it. I'm not racist just because I said some racist shit. Nah. So I'm going to call you out when I need to. And that's why even like now, when you bring up Muhammad Ali's name, and even for people that would say, oh, Ali would destroy this guy and that guy, right? Even if I agree with them, we could be saying it for two different reasons. You could be saying it because you believe it, but at the same time, you know that this fighter that, like, just say, for example, I think Muhammad Ali beats all these guys. But say, for example, somebody right now hates Deontay Wilder. Not because of the shit he does and says, but just say it's some racist shit about Deontay. These people don't have to give a fuck about Ali. They probably was equally as racist talking shit about Ali, but they figure, well, Ali got a lot of respect on his name. So if I bring Ali's name up, yeah, people will agree with me that he'll beat this Deontay Wilder guy. Right? Same guys who, if you ask him, you think Ali beats Marciano, oh, I don't know. Yeah, The Rock was, oh, that guy was, oh, yeah. Yeah, little 180-pound Marciano. Just saying. But somebody else could be white too. And saying it because they really see, no, different skill level. Ali was different. Ali beats Wilder. My point, it doesn't have to be a black man to say he thinks Ali beats Wilder. But the point of what I'm saying is sometimes you might be agreeing with each other, but for two completely different reasons. And this is why when you hear people talk, like me, I'm a good guy, not a nice guy. Okay? And so I'm always paying attention because you got people that try to say little slick shit. And you know, like I said, I don't want people to misunderstand me because I don't want trolls coming on my channel, yay, Aries, and all you doing is trolling, but you really don't give a fuck about the cause. Because pretty much, Paulie's not going to be the last person to say or do some racist shit. And I've addressed many people, regardless to what color they are. But you're not going to do no fucking foul shit. And then I see it, and then I got people coming in my comment sections trying to justify some racist motherfucker, but quick to want to bring up, oh, remember like 20 years ago when Bernard Hopkins said, I'll never let a white boy beat me? But they don't bring up Camacho using the word nigga. They want to bring up something Devin said from 4 years ago, right? And then Caleb Plant brought up Bernard Hopkins saying, I'll never let a white boy beat me to Darrell, and Darrell never said that shit. So it was just like, well, damn. Why are you bringing it up? And what Caleb Plant was trying to say was, just like Bernard Hopkins, you know, made that comment. They brought up Bernard Hopkins, but he was saying about the last guy that made that comment about I never let a white boy beat me, which was Darrell. So when he was about to fight Benavidez, my bad. That's what I'm saying. He kept bringing up that, and Benavidez was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why you keep saying? So he was trying to say the same way that Darrell was saying, I never let a white boy beat me. I never know if Darrell said it or not, but no, that's what Caleb said he said. But the point was, why are you bringing that up and you fighting Benavidez? Benavidez ain't saying nothing about never let a white boy beat me or nothing. He said he had nothing to do with that. So that, like, why you even bringing that shit up, right? Again, and now the same people that was booing Caleb Plant and saying that he was a stepchild, Canelo's going to destroy him, blah, blah, blah. Now, all of a sudden, you love Canelo because even though you're white and you was white the same way when he fought Canelo, you just knew he didn't have a chance in him. That's the mindset. But now going against Benavidez, yeah, he might beat Benavidez, right? And now he's bringing the skin color shit up to a guy that didn't even say anything like that. Okay? So, I don't know if Benavidez said anything that made him have a reason to feel like that, where somebody made a white boy comment. So I don't know. But my point is, people were very vocal about him making that comment, like agreeing that, yep, see, he said that and he beat Darrell. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts bringing up Bernard Hopkins. But my point, and the same way people are bringing up race, when it has nothing to do with what's being said. Well, when somebody actually, like Paulie just did, bring up something about race, when it has everything to do about race coming from his mouth, it shouldn't be based on race, but that's what he did. So don't try to leapfrog over what the fuck Paulie did. Like he tried to leapfrog over the fact that those judges were all white. You know, I'm talking about only black people think that he won. Well, no, the 3 white judges obviously thought that he won. So at the end of the day, that's the whole point. Stick to what's being said and understand what you're talking about. And so Ali was a lot smarter back then than a lot of people are right now, because he knew what was going on. And he knew why they wanted him to do what they were asking him to do. He knew why they asked Joe. He knew why they asked Ray. He knew that. But in this day and time, a lot of these people jumping in front of cameras, buck dancing, thinking that this is going to, get them over with the crowd. Say the right thing. Hop on that Loma and Canelo train. Hop on anybody that's not black. And you think that those people going to cling to you and you're going to become some big star based on those people. From here, from there, but not right here at home. That's a pipe dream. And that's a recipe for destruction, because trust me, you look at who's who, you end up having to go through somebody from a different country. I bet you they wasn't cheering for Shakur ass when he beat Oscar Valdez. Yeah, see, we forget. You getting cheers from your fans, but overall, no, you think that there's no way. I tell people this all the time. When you hear people use the term my countrymen, that's not something you hear Americans say. That's why it's funny, right? Because you only hear Roy Jones say my countryman when he's talking about a Russian fighter, because he became a Russian citizen. Did you ever hear him say that when he's talking about another black fighter? No, you don't. So why all of a sudden, when you talking about, Kovalev or Usyk or Lom, or it's my countryman, so that's your countryman. Okay. Even though you've been born and raised in Pensacola, Florida. Now all of a sudden you get, become a Russian citizen, but you still live right here in America. I get you. But just saying, you never call black people your countrymen. You don't call white Americans your countrymen. I've never heard you use that term, unless you was talking about somebody from Russia. Just saying. And as I said before, let Roy Jones go over there. Well, we know his career is, he's at the end of, but just saying, if he had to, you think he's going to get cheered over a Russian-born citizen? Nah. And like I said, Roy know what's up, because that's why Roy didn't go fight Mikushevsky in his own country. He told you why. He ain't want to get robbed again. Now, y'all going to start calling Roy Jones racist for making that comment? Because he sure as fuck got robbed in the Olympics. And according to y'all, this was the biggest robbery of all time. Nah, the biggest robbery between Devin Haney and Lomachenko was that $400K over a bitch-ass push. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.